Yes, Master.
Hello everyone and welcome back to another Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes video. I'm your host Remon Azab, aka Remon with TeamSkunk, and today I'm bringing you another 7-star character review with Rogue One right around the corner. I figured it's time we take a look at its shining star, the hero of the rebellion. We're going to be doing a 7-star character review of Scarif Rebel Pathfinder today. I can't wait to get my Scarif Rebel Pathfinder lunchbox. Now, enough being a fanboy, but we're going to take a look over at SWGOH.gg and his abilities. Then we're going to take a look at the mods that I've equipped for him, and we're going to take him into battle in Arena, and we'll see how viable he really is as a tank in this game. And overall, he's got some great abilities, but again, there's a lot of great tanks in the game right now. So let's just see. Now, Scarif Rebel Pathfinder is a steadfast rebel tank who debuffs, taunts, and self revives. He at 121 speed has I'd say on the lower spectrum, on the lower end of the spectrum as far as speed is concerned. His health pool is pretty decent though at 28k. He also has around 30k protection. Now, Dig In is his basic attack, which is deal physical damage to target enemy with a 70% chance to gain offense up for 2 turns. All other allies gain 15% turn meter. So this is pretty cool because it's kind of like Hoth Rebel Scout in that he gives turn meter to all the other allies on a basic. So if you had him and Hoth Scout on the same team, every time they do a basic, I believe Hoth Scout gives 10% turn meter on a basic. He gives 15% turn meter on a basic. Let's take a look here and see what this ability looks like in action. You can see, 3,600, 2,400, 3,500, then 2,900 there. Not really the greatest power. Leaves a lot to be desired there, but that's not what he's here for. He's not here to be your damage dealer. Now, Explosive Entry is his special, which is also his taunt, which is deal physical damage to all enemies with a 70% chance to inflict offense down for 3 turns. Additionally, gain taunt for 2 turns. So this is cool because he's not only taunting, but he's also doing an AoE attack. And offense down, I believe personally, is an underrated debuff. Really, once you stick offense down on an opponent, it can really render their attacks kind of useless, almost makes them very ineffective. So they can't really, chop you down too hard. Now, again, you're not going to be doing a lot of damage with this attack, but the goal is to try to, I'd say, make sure that they all are getting weaker attacks in because of the AoE. So you're probably going to want to give him some potency. I also believe the tanks in this game need a lot of tenacity right now because you don't want him to get stunned or ability blocked before he gets a chance to taunt. So that's really important. Now, Do or Die is his unique ability, which is if Scarif Rebel Pathfinder has any buffs, when he is defeated, he is revived with 15% max health and 20% turn meter for each living Rebel ally. Whenever Scarif Rebel Pathfinder is defeated, all other allies gain speed up for 2 turns. Now, this is cool. I kind of wish that this ability allowed him to still be taunting when he revived, so he'd still have he'd still have a buff. So if he were to die again right away, that would really make it extra special. But again, he with 5 5 Rebel allies would come back with almost 100% turn meter and a nice sizable amount of health. So it's pretty cool. I mean, again, he's got a nice set of abilities. Really, it depends on the allies that you have with him. You're going to want to have him in there with 5 other rebels, and there are quite a few good rebels in the game right now with Baze and Chirrut, and obviously with Jyn Erso coming up just a couple of days away. So there's definitely something to look at there with him in the future. But as of right now, his purples. Now, as far as gear, his purples are outrageous. I mean, he's 1,200 purples. And he's farmable in only one location right now, which is Cantina Battles, Battle 1D. Now, as far as his stats are concerned, his base stats without mods, again, speed at 121. Not the slowest, but again, not the fastest by any means. Now, his physical damage at 22, 23, again, leaves a lot to be desired, but that's not what he's here for. His special damage is also really low. His potency at base is pretty decent. So, again, that helps out when you're trying to get him to stick those negative status effects. Now, as far as health and protection, he does have a decent health pool. So at around 29k health and around 31k, that's around almost 60k health and protection without any mods. So that's pretty decent to start off with. When you're talking about the addition of mods, that's not bad. And again, 38% tenacity is also a good starting point because, again, you want your tanks to have a good pool of tenacity. Now, he needs 25 shards for activation, which makes him a 2-star character. So you're going to, basically unlock him with the 25 shards. I'm sure any of you that have been playing for a few months now probably did unlock him as the monthly character, the monthly login character for, I believe it was August. Anyway, let's take a look at his gear here. Now, going from gear 8 to gear 9, he's got a lot of Carbantes that he needs, okay? And these Carbantes, it seems like everybody needs tons of Carbantes these days, but, you're talking about 100 right there, then another 50 for the MK5 stun gun, plus the 50 stun gun prototype. So, I mean, it's a lot of Carbantes, a lot of purple gear. He needs a droid caller to get from gear 8 to gear 9, and then from gear 9 to gear 10, he needs, again, more Carbantes, another MK5 stun gun, which means more Carbantes, another droid caller. He needs a Nubian security scanner. So, not the easiest to gear by any means. An MK5 thermal detonator. So, I mean, he needs all the basic or all the typical tank gear. Right now, you're talking about 3 raid gear pieces to get him from gear 8 to gear 10. And then when he's at gear 10, you're looking at another stun gun, another thermal detonator, a blast tech weapon mod, which is only attainable through the raids currently, and then you're talking about a biotech implant and a Fabritech data pad, another thermal detonator. Again, this is a lot of gear, a lot of purple gear, a lot of unattainables. Some of the gear you're going to have to purchase or get it through the raids. So if you're doing the heroic or the ATT tank raid, that's where you're going to get those pieces. And at gear 11, he doesn't need much. He only needs 3 pieces at gear 11. But that MK4 hollow projector is insane. I mean, you're talking about 50 of those pieces plus 50 stun cuffs. That's just a lot of stuff. Now let's go and take a look at my Scarif Pathfinder, and we'll take a look at the mods that I've equipped for him and why. Now, I was able to get him to gear 10. I was able to Omega his AoE attack and taunt, which reduced the cooldown. I did not Omega his basic and his unique yet, because I have other priorities at the moment. I'm working on some Zetas. His basic would get 5% more turn meter, and his unique would get 4% more health on a revive. So, again, those are pretty cool. Obviously, if I was running him in Arena, I would want to make sure those were Omega'd. But with the mods here, I've gone with tenacity sets and crit chance. Now, the crit chance was only chosen because that was the best with speed that I had, but tenacity, I wanted to give him all tenacity sets. So I went with a 30 speed primary, giving him health and protection. A protection primary there with 5 speed, protection, offense, and tenacity. Then with the cross mod, we went with protection again, with some speed, offense, and health, and then protection for the circle with speed and health, and then here potency, speed, defense, tenacity, offense, health, speed, health. So you can see the theme here is health, speed, tenacity, protection, also a little bit of potency if possible, but I went with tenacity primarily because, again, you don't want him to get stunned or ability blocked, so he's unable to perform his taunt, which is his trick. He's a one-trick pony, so if he doesn't do that trick, he's kind of rendered useless. So you really need him to make sure he gets that taunt off. But overall, the mods I've equipped for him have given him a total of around, let's see here, almost 70k, around 68k, 67, 69k protection and health, around 170 speed, which is pretty decent. 41% or almost 42% potency. around 56% tenacity, so pretty decent. Again, his physical damage would go all the way up if I had him at gear 11, which I don't right now. Again, at gear 10, I think he's going to be serviceable. Obviously, if you're going to decide based on what you see that you want to run him in arena, I would get him all the way up to gear 11 to get the full potential for him. But that's a lot of gear, and that's an investment you have to make, especially if you're going to be using him. So, I mean, again, I personally he's not on my plans for the moment. We'll see down the road. I may, eventually get the gear into him. Of course, that's always the plan. But let's go ahead and take him into arena here. No, I'm not going to use Shore Trooper. We're going to go ahead with, let's take Stormtrooper Han in here and just use all rebels and see what happens. See if we can make something cook here. Now, I purposely put in a little bit of a weaker team so I could drop back a couple of spots here so we could, take a look at some of the different comps that I have. So we're going to do a couple of arena matches here. We're going to go for Anakin first here. Just try to take him off the board. Then we're going to do an AoE attack here with Wedge. Okay, fortunately we were able to eliminate Anakin from the table. Now we're going to taunt with Stormtrooper Han here and give everybody Terminator. Now Scarif Pathfinder, we're also going to use his explosive entry here, his AoE taunt, and that will give everybody offense down, so they will hopefully not hit us too hard from that point on. So now we're going to AoE with Lando, double down. We got 4 crits, that's great. Okay, so B2 is going to be an opponent you're going to see a lot of out there. So, when you're doing a double tank, he's definitely a huge danger because he's going to dispel your tanks. But the point was to get that offense down on them, and we did accomplish that. So now we're just going to keep working on Royal Guard here and try to take him out as quick as possible so we can start attacking some of these other people. I definitely need to get the Boba Fett before he takes us out. Okay. All right, so we got rid of Royal Guard. Now we're going for Boba Fett. We're just going to keep working on him and see if we can take him up. AoE. Excellent. All right, now, again, we're going to AoE. All right, so it seems like the tide of the match here has turned in our favor, so that's good. Now, he did kill Wedge there, so he's going to, Boba Fett's got the Mandalorian Resolve again, so he's going to get another revive. So let's take out B2 here, and then we're going to take out Boba, and we'll just finish him up, and we'll call it a day. Oh, did not proc defense down. Doesn't matter anyway, but all right, let's take him out. Okay, so you can see, with my Lando, my Wedge, and my Biggs, and Stormtrooper Han, Scarif Pathfinder was serviceable in a top-end arena match. Now, that's not the team I'm running at all right now. I'm running an Empire team with Palpatine, TIE Fighter pilot, Shore Trooper, and Vader, and B2. So, again, it's pretty cool to see that I can throw that in there and still get a victory. That helps out. Tanks are always useful in the raids. They're also always useful in these tournaments. So hopefully I'll get some use out of him in the tournament coming up. Oh, and Lando is out. This did not start off great. Well, this is a pretty meta team here, so let's see what we can do. Okay, we're going to taunt with Stormtrooper Han, AoE with Wedge. Then we're going to AoE taunt here with Scarif Pathfinder. All right, and we proc offense down on all of them, which is great. So now they're not going to hit hard. Let's keep working on Shore Trooper here and see if we can take him out of the equation. All right, just... Oh, okay, so again, we just need to keep chipping away at Shore Trooper here and see if we can take him out. This should do it. All right, excellent. So now we need to go work on Wedge. Because once Wedge is eliminated from the Wedge-Biggs combo, Biggs is just another call and assist character. Oh, and we get the revive from Scarif, Rebel Pathfinder, the hero of the rebellion. Now, 26k. That's not bad. All right, let's keep going on. Let's work on Boba Fett here. Okay, do a basic. Now we want to take Biggs out. Yeah. And he's done. All right, so now we're going to work on Boba Fett. Okay. This match has definitely turned from worse to much better, I have to say. All right, this will give Pathfinder the little bit of health. Now we're going to AoE here with Wedge, get some health back for him too. Okay, now we're going to taunt with Han. Okay. All right, and that does it for Sunfac. Scarif Pathfinder takes him out. Okay, and let's take out Boba Fett here. And that should do it for this match. So as you can see, Scarif Pathfinder has a purpose. He was definitely helpful there in distracting the attention of the opponent, and also weakening their attacks with that offense down. Offense down, like I said, I believe is just not really a popular debuff, but it's one that does do a lot of does help you a lot. That's why old Ben is great. But as always, if you guys have any questions, please like, comment, subscribe. Come on over to our TeamSkunk Discord, and I'll see you guys on the next.